Does Africa have any knowledge system at all? Africans and the so-called black race have a knowledge system at all? Hello everyone, welcome back to Breakage Barriers. If this is your first time here, my name is Bless. You can also call me Lady B. What I do here is talk about culture and human habits. Why is it that in most places where you go, especially in the West, the number of black people's intellectual contribution in this world is quite limited? If you want to get as much quantity of the intellectual contribution of black people or Africans, I would prefer to call it, or melanated people around the world, if you have to get the high number of the intellectual contribution of such people, you need to travel back to the continent, Africa, to see a high number of intellectual contribution of Africans or melanated people around the world, and as well to the West Indies. Aside these parts where black people reside globally, you see that in most Western world, even up to today, there are roles whereby there's the mention of the first black person who did this and the first black person who did that. Seriously, you're telling me that for as long as this earth has existed, which is more than 500 years ago, more than 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, more than 4, 5, 10,000, 20,000, probably, God knows, maybe billions, we don't know, that this earth has existed for. There are no black, African, melanated people who have contributed highly, greatly in this world, even at best, for the fact that the current scientists have found out that the melanated people, Africans, are actually the first humans on the surface of this earth, before any other ethnicity. So if we have to go according to what today's scientists profess, how come in 2022 we can still find the first black career position, like the first black president in America, the first female melanated African woman in her career? So are they saying that black people or melanated people around the world, regardless of location, do not have high intelligence to have been in such high caliber career paths, especially for the fact that it has been scientifically proven that the melanated people are the first on the surface of this earth? But amongst us humans, we have now created what is called inferiority and superiority. Of course, black people, melanated people, African people, brown people are as intelligent, are as hardworking, are as important and significant to existence, to life, except that what is happening is that one ethnicity or race, if you choose to call it that way, is taking superiority and doing all it can to make the other look as inferior as possible, as dehumanized as possible, as unimportant as possible. So I say to Africans, to black people, to melanated people, to brown people around the world, when is the melanated system of knowledge going to come into force? When is the colonization system of knowledge going to be mentally erased? Because if this is not done, then there will be a continuation of the thriving of inferiority and superiority in this generation, as it has happened in the previous generations, if not systematically and mentally combated, might continuously affect the future of the brown, melanated, or African people. Colonization still thrives. It might not be as bad as the previous generations, but it still exists in the mental brainwashing of who we truly are. For us to know ourselves, for us to understand who we truly are, how we can better express and present ourselves, our culture, original culture, not the diluted one. The original culture has to be revisited. Who are we? Who were we? Why are we so much suppressed? Because we are not the worst of the people that there are. Neither are we cursed, but blessed sect of people who have been marginalized for so long. Rather than looking externally and desiring the external, it is time to look within and desire the spiritual truth of who we truly are. With this, I say thank you very much for watching and listening. Hope to see you in the next video. Do take care now. Bye.